welcome to the meeting. Join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming to this Tuesday, October 8th meeting of the Sydney City Council, the greatest city in the world because of all of you. And we are going to do this meeting in accordance with the Open Meetings Act, which is posted on the wall there. And we are going to go right in to number 2 and ask for approval of the meeting minutes for both the budget hearing and council meeting that took place on September 26th.
These separate ones, or?
Well, we're going to do it all together. There's 2 separate Pledge of Allegiances, but to accept it at the same time.
There was 2 separate.
And we accept it.
Do we want?
I'll move.
Motion by Bondegard,
Second.
second by Radcliffe. Roll call, please.
Stroman,
Yes.
Buckner,
Yes.
Sherman,
Yes.
Redcliffe,
Yes.
Bonnegaard.
Yes.
All right. Motion passes for both meeting minutes to be approved. Comments by the public. If there's anyone here in the public that would like to step up, this is awesome. I don't even have to finish my sentence.
Got taker already.
Tell us your name and all about yourself here.
I'm Terry Poley. I am a member of the DOES, which is the sister organization of the Elks. This coming Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we are having our district meeting. So we will have our Supreme President from, this year she's from Lusk, Wyoming, will be in town. We've got DOES coming in from Colorado, Wyoming, and South Dakota. And our opening ceremony is Friday night at 7 o'clock. And I'd like to see some of the public there.
Oh, absolutely. And so everybody's invited?
To the opening ceremony? Yes.
And that's at 7 o'clock on
7
Friday?
o'clock Friday night
Okay.
Where?
at the Elks.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. Does anybody else want to come up and say something nice or otherwise perfectly legal? All right, chances going away. So we are right into number 4, public hearing for resolution 202-41001. I don't have a line, so confused. 5:33, we're going to start this. Marshall?
My name is Marshall, Chief Building Official for the City of Sydney. The Travis Allen subdivision was approved or recommended for approval through the Planning and Zoning Commission. They saw everything was okay. The Planning and Zoning, or the subdivision is up off of Road 109, basically across from where the existing subdivision already is. And that's all I've really got about that.
That's very nice. Anybody else want to talk about this? Maybe somebody named Travis. You don't have to.
Any questions on that then? This is just an 80-acre parcel, currently agriculture, it's pasture. And we're gonna cut it in 3 lots, and one of them will be for a dwelling. So it'll be changed to residential agriculture. The 2 other lots will stay in agriculture.
So you're building your own house on that land or just
It's
building a house?
a house being built, yes,
Somebody else is going to move to town and buy that house.
yes.
Love it. All right. Any other questions?
No.
All right. And so this, I read the meeting minutes from the Planning Commission. Seemed like there were minimal concerns.
True.
Passed there, and so you're just asking us to allow you to continue to do what you want on your own property?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else have any other questions?
No.
All right.
Thank you.
Anybody else from, oh, thank you, Travis. Anybody else from the public have any comments, concerns, thing they like to talk about? All right. Well, I believe this public hearing is over at 5:35. It says we do. Do we have a motion? Motion by Buckner,
I'll second. I'll second.
second by Mondegard. Roll call, please.
Buckner,
Yes.
Sherman,
Yes.
Radcliffe, Bonnegar,
Yes.
Stroman.
Motion passes 4-0 and one abstention. One of many to come. All right. Well, now we got ourselves a public hearing for ordinance 1866. So we will start that at 5:36.
Same thing.
My name is Marshall Hall, Chief Building Official for the City of Sydney. This portion is for the rezoning of the same subdivided property. It went from A agricultural to AR agricultural residential, which allows it to, the acreage to drop all the way down to 5 acres. And I understood that's what they wanted based on, I believe it was their mother that didn't want a full 20 acres, just wanted a little plot. So that's the primary reason for the rezoning.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Less people now. Anybody else from the public have any comments? Do you guys have any questions for Marshall? All right. This public hearing for ordinance 1866 is now closed at 5:37. And I was wondering if we have a motion to designate ordinance 1866?
I'll move, or,
I believe Mr. Radcliffe got it out first. And then
I'll second.
Mr. Vandergaard will sell for a second on the motion to designate. Roll call, please.
Sherman,
Yes.
Radcliffe, Bonnegar,
Yes.
Stroman, Buckner.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0 with one abstention. Clerk, would you please read the title?
An ordinance providing for the rezoning of a parcel of land for more particularly described as Lot 2, Travis Allen subdivision, located in part of the southwest quarter of Section 25, Township 14 North, Range 50 west of the 6 p.m., Cheyenne County, Nebraska, as shown on the attached plat from A agricultural to AR agricultural residential, amending the Sydney zoning code and zoning map of the City of Sydney, Nebraska, adopted by ordinance number 1049 of the City of Sydney, Nebraska, which is now codified as Title VI of Part 12 of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Sydney, Nebraska, to so provide, and repealing all other ordinances or parts of ordinances in direct conflict herewith.
Thank you, Clerk, for that fine reading. Do we have a motion to waive the 3 readings? Motion by Radcliffe,
I'll second.
second by Londergaard again. Roll call, please.
Radcliffe,
Yes.
Bonnegar,
Yes.
Stroman, Buckner,
Yes.
Sherman.
Yes. Motion to waive the 3 readings passes 4-0 with one abstention. Do we have a motion to pass ordinance 1866?
I'll move.
Attaboy. Londergaard with the motion,
Second.
and Radcliffe with the second. Roll call, please.
Bonnegar,
Yes.
Stroman, Buckner,
Yes.
Sherman,
Yes.
Radcliffe.
All right, motion to pass. Passes 4-0 with one abstention. Clerk, would you please read the number?
1866.
Thank you, Clerk, for reading that number. Do we have a motion to publish ordinance 1866?
I'll move.
Motion by Bondegaard,
Second.
second by Radcliffe. Roll call, please.
Stroman? Buckner?
Yes.
Sherman?
Yes.
Radcliffe?
Yes.
Bondegaard?
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0 with one abstention to publish ordinance 1866. Thank you all for battling through that with us. Now we have resolution 202-41002, manager application for a liquor store in town. Anybody here to talk about that?
This you have to stay on too.
So, well, no, you gotta talk. This is you, kid. So, as you know, due to some things that are going on recently, we're gonna be swapping the name of the liquor license. It's gonna be going from my name to Natalie's name, and she is going to now be the holder of the liquor license for Hometown Liquor. So, that's what we're gonna be doing. Natalie, would you like to?
Sure. I've ran the liquor store since we opened, and like he said, we're having to switch it over to my name for some big reasons, and that's really it. That's really all I have to say.
Well, both of those things are very exciting.
They really are.
Well, does anyone up here have any questions for these fine citizens?
No.
We're still gonna provide the public with quality. Quality
Libations.
alcohol and service. So
Yeah, nothing's
just to let you
changing
know,
there.
nothing's changing there.
Natalie, how much,
Employees are pretty good. The ownership is.
Yeah, it's-
Kind of iffy.
Sketchy.
that's why I was just getting ready. Natalie, how much does he actually do at the store anyway?
I show up,
Yeah, he shows up and
I buy some like.
yeah,
This should have took
push
place a
stuff
year
on him
ago.
Occasionally,
Stuff that nobody else.
occasionally get a jingle out of him that probably will never happen again.
8 years.
Awesome. All right. I think you guys have done a very fine job pleading your case. Now we'll decide your fate. Do we have a motion to pass resolution 202-41002?
Should we make them wait?
More
You know what?
questions?
You're free to sit down or take your seats, whatever you want to do while we do this.
I'll
Normally,
move.
people just walk away when I start talking, but appreciate the
What are you gonna
attention.
do with the other guys?
Anyway,
Bill.
I'll move.
motion by Bondegaard,
I'll second.
second by Buckner. Roll call, please.
Buckner?
Yes.
Sherman?
Yes.
Radcliffe?
Yes.
Bondegaard?
Yes.
Stroman?
Stand.
All right. Another motion passes 4-0 with one abstention. We have now resolution 202-41003. Mutual aid agreement. Sam?
Don't let me hanging up by myself. All right, council members. I am Sam Lovato, the interim chief of the Sydney Police Department. And with me is Chief Ruiz of the Kimball Police Department. I'm here to present and request your approval for a mutual aid agreement between the Sydney Police Department and the Kimball Police Department. This mutual aid agreement would allow us to share resources and personnel between our two cities. This would add to each of our department's capabilities, allowing us each to provide higher level of service to each of our communities and give our officers the needed resources to perform their duties more effectively. Chief Ruiz and I both understand that laying this foundation of unity now will pay dividends if a large-scale incident ever occurs, or just in providing better service to our community in high population times such as last weekend. This contract has already been approved by the Kimball City Council, the Kimball City Attorney, and has been reviewed by our City Attorney, Jay Leaf. I have taken my responsibilities as interim police chief to heart. Part of those responsibilities is to provide the highest level of service to our residents and guests, and to prepare for the future, and to ensure that my officers are given the tools and training they need so that they may go home after each shift. I feel that this agreement between us and Kimball is a step in the right direction. So I am humbly requesting your consideration in approving this agreement. Thank you.
And if I may speak, I do appreciate you guys allowing me to be here tonight. So a reason for this agreement, and I'll answer some questions because the questions came up when we presented it to our city council. So to speak to the citizens of Sydney, when we talk about sharing resources, we're not talking about Sydney officers coming and patrolling in the Kimball area for an extended duration of time. It would be for special events for us, like Farmers Day, or if we have a big event for DUI enforcement, similar to what you guys had with Oktoberfest. Some of our officers came out and worked DUI enforcement for you guys as well. So in those instances, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about, you know, an officer going out there from Sydney working in Kimball for the entire week. We understand that your funding is limited, just like our funding is limited. But again, to have that extra help goes a long way. The other portion of it is search warrants and arrest warrants. We had an incident in Kimball where we had a barricaded person that was said to be armed and was threatening to kill police officers had they gone inside. So we had a large law enforcement presence that had arrived. However, that law enforcement presence wasn't willing to go through the door with us because of liability. And we don't want to be limited because of liability. So if Sam calls for us because he needs help with a search warrant, we are going to send our officers here to go through that door with those officers. Again, we had a lot of officers that showed up, but nobody was willing to go through that door with us. And to go through a door with an armed person, having 3 officers, that is not safe for us. To effectively enter a house on a search warrant, you were looking at a stack of at least 6 officers to go through that door. Then you're looking at additional perimeter units and then units outside of that perimeter to ensure that the public is safe. So again, with limited resources, limited law enforcement in the Panhandle, that is why we are looking for this mutual aid. So I do hope that you guys take it into consideration. I do hope that the city residents understand why this is important. So again, thank you for allowing me to have the floor and allowing me to speak at your meeting.
Absolutely. We appreciate your guys' concern for the safety of the citizens of your towns as well. Because that's exactly what we're here to do, work together and keep everybody safe. So thank you. Do you have any questions for them while they're there?
Nope.
You say tools and training. What have you guys discussed already as far as what Sydney has and what Kimball has and how you guys are going to come together to utilize that to make a stronger police force?
So if I can answer
Go
that.
ahead.
So we have certified instructors in pepper ball. We have certified instructors with the less lethal shotgun. I'm a certified instructor in both of those. So I can come to Sydney and train the officers with the less lethal shotgun. That's another avenue in between lethal force and it's just another force option.
I was in law enforcement for 20 years. So.
Yeah, so it allows us to have that other option to try and de-escalate the situation instead of not having the tools and then going directly to a firearm and saying, well, this is all we have. I think that's a better solution for the public to have those options. We are going to be hosting a pepper ball course in April that Interim Chief Lovato has said that he is willing to send officers to as well. Again, that's another tool in the tool belt for the officers. So if we can have that combined training, then it will work better for us when we go to serve search warrants because we work with these officers hand in hand. We're talking about doing defensive tactics together, again, which is another tool to apply in the field for the safety of the public, but not only the public, for our officers. So again, utilizing those resources, we have firearms instructors. They have different locations that we can train at and vice versa. So I think it's beneficial for both agencies to be able to work together and use those resources.
And additionally, it's also a cost savings for us as far as the city.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Because if they're already pepper ball trained, I do not have to pay to send a guy away for 2 weeks to get pepper ball trained. They already have that cert. Vice versa, we can bring our certs together. So as a regionally around, instead of us, each department spending the same money over and over again, we can divide that chunk up a little bit better to where it's a bit more manageable. Just like everybody else, we have budgets. We're a small community. We're trying to keep our costs down. This is one way that we can bring that to our citizens and lower the cost but provide the same level of service.
So the biggest aspect is the fact that we're going to have some cost savings, but you two coming together, working together, and providing training for cross certifications.
Cost savings, and
That's the,
we're gonna be able to provide a higher level of a product for us. I mean, it's, not only are we getting to use all the expertise that Sydney has on this personnel, but we also get to tap their expertise,
Right.
vice versa. So like I said, we're bringing a better product, cost savings, safer environment for our citizens, safer environment for our officers.
Gotcha. That's my only question, the training. That's what I was impressed with, that you guys are going to come together and be able to do that. And like you said, we won't be sending this guy down to so-and-so Nebraska while he's sending the same guy. We can just send one guy and come back and canvass everybody. So
Exactly. Anything else?
I think you're free to go. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. No further discussion. Do we have a motion?
So moved to approve the mutual aid agreement. I'll second.
Motion by Radcliffe, second by Bondegard. Roll call, please.
Sherman?
Yes.
Radcliffe?
Yes.
Bondegard?
Yes.
Stroman?
Yes.
Buckner?
yes. No
This
abstain.
motion passes 5-0. The most unanimous we've been all night. Resolution 202-41004, tourism wayfinding sign grant.
Need to help you? I'll understand.
Just one of you presenting tonight?
You start.
They were talking
I
about
thought she brought someone else.
Oh.
That's your driver.
As long as you're gonna get home safe, that's all we're concerned about.
Okay, well, I'm Kendra Mitchell, the tourism director for Cheyenne County, and we want to talk about wayfinding signs. So I have been working on a plan for a couple years now. Finally got some designs done with our marketing team in Lincoln, and we are ready to move forward to the next step, which is putting a resolution in place between my office and the city council and the city of Sydney to put these signs up. So what we're proposing is that tourism would pay for the signs. We've already paid for the designs. And the city would put those signs up for us, so that's paying for all of the hardware, the labor, all of that, to get the signs put up. And then whenever somebody runs into them and knocks them down, go put them back up.
That's not gonna happen.
Really big signs. So I do have a couple copies of some of the proposed signs if y'all would like to look at them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I need 3 copies, so I'll let you do.
I get it my own. This is awesome.
We're still finalizing the dimensions. I do have the,
So the signs are on here aren't actual size.
well, the dimensions that they think they're gonna be is written there. We're gonna go out and measure all the locations the signs are proposed to go and make sure those sizes will work. So after this goes through, the next step is for me to fill out an application. Every single sign in there that's green or brown requires a separate application to the state with site drawings and measurements for every location, and I have a willing volunteer to help me do that.
And that's one of the major things that this agreement
Yeah.
allows, is it gives her the authority to sign all those requests as they put in that signage. So that's why we need the resolution.
And some of this is gonna be restricted by the historic byways.
Yeah.
Is that,
The state has a lot of rules. You'll see that there's green and brown signs. Those are all signs that are on state highways, which a lot of our roads are. So this covers the Old Post Road, the Link, and then Highway 30. And then in town, we have a little bit more interesting looking signs. They're red and they have a Sydney logo on them. So it is following all of the rules, MUTCD book, all of that.
There are specific required colors for certain things, like
Yes.
brown is historical.
right?
Mhm.
Well, this looks very ambitious, I will tell you that.
That's it. Yeah.
We'll hope to have these installed by spring. It's gonna take a while to get all the applications in and approved. We'll get the signs printed as soon as possible and to the roads department, so they're ready whenever they're ready.
Depending on when we can
Signs up.
get the poles.
When you get your quote, what sheeting did they quote you? Because it makes a difference on your sheeting. You can only have a certain sheeting on the sign.
Yeah, that was the question.
You're talking the thickness?
No, the finish of it.
Reflectivity.
Okay, I don't know. I asked them for more details, but I did not get that information today.
That's all
But
right.
they
Just
make
wanted to
all
ask
the
before you
signs
order it.
For the company
Okay,
we're
come
looking at
prepared.
using makes all the signs for the highways, so they'll follow the rules, and they have been given the MUTCD.
Hank and I both reviewed this too.
What you can and cannot use.
Yes, I've seen that in MUTCD.
Okay, this is the current one for overhead post signs with lighting. And this is the current one for most of these signs can be like for barricades and everything, but this is the sheeting you gotta have. And they change it all the time.
Yes, we gave them the most current
Okay, well,
from the
make sure
state.
that's what they're giving you, because a lot of sign companies, they've tried it with me. They'll try to give you the cheaper one, which is not legal, and a cheaper price to beat the bid, so.
You'll approve it before I order it, okay?
What's that?
You'll approve it before we order.
Yep, that'll work.
Oh, that's way over here, that's why.
Here for when they
Okay.
provide us exactly what kind it is.
Sure,
All
thank
right.
you.
Well, and we won't order the posts until we know the exact sizes, because some of them might be one post, some of them might be two, and
I don't think until we get the
getting through the
applications
DOT is gonna
approved,
be the,
get the state to sign off on
that
everything.
is
and
the
then we-
challenge, yeah.
So spring is our goal, but I want to get started like tomorrow. It's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, it's, like I said, sounds very, very ambitious, but it looks like a lot of really nice signs, getting people to and through our city to where they need to go to spend their money and have fun. Well, excellent. Anything else you want to add?
That's all I have for now.
Any tough questions?
No.
Any easy questions? They're all in a good mood tonight, Kendra. All right. Well, thank you very much. And with that, we will ask for a motion for Resolution 202-41004. Motion by Stroman,
I'll second.
second by Buckner. Roll call, please.
Radcliffe?
Yes.
Wondergaard?
Yes.
Stroman?
Yes.
Buckner?
Yes.
Sherman?
Yes. Motion passes 5-0, and you still can get home and maybe fill out a couple of those applications tonight.
Got play practice.
Even better.
Yes, thank you.
You bet. Thank you. Oh, you want these back? That's fine. No, that's fine. I trust you. I can't. I'll just wait for them to be up in spring, April 1st. All right, perfect. Thanks again, Kendra.
Drive her home, Kate, safely.
All right. Chase Ferrix for a first of 3.
Just this. All right. Good evening, City Council and Mayor. I'm Chase Ferrix, Parks Department Superintendent. I'm here to seek your approval to appoint Dana Revelle to the City of Sydney Tree Board. Dana Revelle has showed interest in the City of Sydney Tree Board, has completed an application for appointment to the City Board. She is interested in filling the seat vacated by the resignation of Alicia Heidemann. City Council has appointed these members showing their beginning date on the tree board and their term expiration dates. Ryan Reisdorf, Steve Waller, Alicia Heidemann, Andrew Lenzen, and Chase Ferrix. Alicia Heidemann has served our community on the tree board since April of 2024. The tree board members serve 3-year terms. The term in question will expire on April 24th, 2025, and we are notifying Council of Dana's interest in filling the position. She has served on the tree board in previous years and is part of the Sydney Garden Club. Her comprehensive knowledge of horticulture will be beneficial to the community and the tree board. I recommend that the council give approval to the appointment of Dana Revelle for the City of Sydney Tree Board with the term expiring April 24th, 2025.
Normally, if people don't want to talk to us, they don't make eye contact with me when I ask.
I'm Dana Revelle. I've lived in Sydney for a long time. My great-grandparents homesteaded in this area, so you're stuck with us, whether you like it or not. I've always been interested in gardening, growing. Like he said, I was on the tree board before and I had to quit due to employment. I'm retired now, so that shouldn't be an issue, hopefully. I'm also coordinator of the Deer Run Gardens, and thanks to the city giving us that land to use. And that has been growing every year. You know, it started pretty small, and there's been people that moved and come in, and we have a great group out there, and it's been a lot of fun. We appreciate you guys doing that for us. And I take Master Gardening every year, and we tried to figure out how many years it was, but they don't keep their records back far enough. So it's at least 15, possibly 18. We didn't know through the extension office. And I just really enjoy doing this stuff, and I want to see Sydney beautiful. When I was a kid, and I still have dreams about it, the streets were covered completely. It was like a tunnel of trees, and it was beautiful, and there's still a few places around town like that. And I'd like to see us get back to some of that, make our small town homey again. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
We strive to keep our retired citizens busy any way we can. All right. We have a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion by Radcliffe, second by Bondegaard. Roll call, please.
Bondegaard?
Yes.
Stroman? Yes. Buckner?
Yes.
Sherman?
Yes.
Radcliffe?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Thank you. And next, Parks purchase. Start off with the easy stuff and then work your way into the...
I know. I got on right away though, so I'm hoping. Next agenda item is a replacement of a Z925M zero-turn mower and a Gator TS. The Parks Department seeks the council's approval to move forward with the purchase of a new Z950M Z-Track mower and Gator TX for the Parks Department. During the 2024 budget sessions, $11,500 for the zero-turn mower and $9,000 for the Gator TX was appropriated for the purchase of these two pieces of equipment. In previous years, councils have approved this type of mower for replacement in 2011, 2013, 2015, and 2017. The council has also approved purchasing for this Gator in 2012, 2014, 2015, and 2017. The Parks Department's last request was 7 years ago in 2017. The Parks Department has identified a new Z950M Z-Track mower and Gator TX as a capital equipment purchase through the 2024-25 budget. The Parks Department is replacing a 2017 Z925M Z-Track and a 2011 Gator TS. Currently, both the Z-Track and Gator TS have 1,650 hours on them, and the 2017 zero-turn mower will be purchased by the Streets Department. To ensure that we will be able to locate both these pieces of equipment within the budgeted amounts, the Parks Department found a Sourcewell cooperative bid for the Z-Track mower and Gator TX through the 21st Century Equipment. This is recognized on the quote under the contract section. Z-Track mowers are used in the parks and the cemetery on daily basis throughout the spring and summer. Their everyday performance keeps the parks, cemetery, and ball fields in shape for public use. Our Gator TX utility vehicles make it easier for us to perform regular janitorial duties and string trimming duties. The new Gator TX will be used by our staff for ball field maintenance. This is a general fund expenditure. Funds will come from the capital equipment purchase budget, which is part of the city's 5-year budget planning process. The full price for both of the machines is $24,185.77. The trade-in value for the 2011 Gator TS is $2,500. So the net impact to the budget is $21,685.77. And I broke those out between the two pieces of equipment. The zero turn will be $12,851.63, and the Gator will be $8,834.14. I would submit to City Council for approval for the bid of $21,685.77 for the new Z950M Z-Track mower and the Gator TX from 21st Century Equipment in Sydney. Arrival times for the Z-Track is January 2025, and the Gator TX is March 2025.
So, you described 10 and 11, correct? On the, we have it split up as parks equipment and cemetery equipment?
Yes, this is just parks.
There's a separate one coming still.
There's a separate one for,
There's two pieces of equipment for park.
See, I just, right after Z, I just kinda
yeah, sorry.
zoned out.
I usually just
Okay.
say.
So, any questions on this park equipments bought locally at 21st Century for the Parks Department?
Nope.
Should we have a motion to accept the bid and purchase of this equipment?
Motion.
Motion by Buckner,
Second.
second by Stroman. Roll call, please.
Stroman?
Yes.
Buckner?
Yes.
Sherman?
Yes.
Radcliffe?
Yes.
Bonnegar?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0 for the parks equipment. Now let's hear about the cemetery equipment.
Okay, so next agenda item is for a replacement of a Z925M, another one, zero turn mower at the cemetery. The cemetery department seeks council's approval to move forward with the purchase of another Z950M Z-Track mower from the local merchant. During the 2024 budget sessions, $11,500 was appropriated, or $11,500 was appropriated for the purchase of this new 950M Z-Track mower. Council has approved the purchase of this mower for replacement 2011, 2013, 15, and 17. The last request was 2017. We've identified this new 950M mower as a capital equipment purchase within the 2024-25 budgeted year. The cemetery is replacing a 2017 John Deere Z925M Z-Track mower, and it also has 1,650 hours on it. 21st Century Equipment of Sydney is a Sourcewell cooperative. It's recognized on the bid under the contract section. Sourcewell helps government, education, and non-profit agencies operate efficiently by offering them access to competitively awarded contracts for goods and services. The big thing with the Z-Track that we requested a 54-inch mower for optimal operation. This allows the staff to fit in between headstones, and it cuts down on string trimming hours. This is another general fund expenditure. The funds will come from the capital equipment purchase budget, and this is part of the city's 5-year budget planning process. The full price for the 950M Z-Track mower is $12,851.63. Trade-in value for the used 2017 925M is $1,500. The net impact, and this is where I have a typo on my memorandum, I put $11,361.63, but it's actually $11,351.63. I don't know why I added $10, but I
Saved
did.
us another
Yeah,
$10.
so, so as low as it is, it's $148.37 less than what we budgeted for. So I'll take it.
Yourself $10 in negotiating. deal, is
Yeah,
that-
right, I know. I would submit to city council for approval for the bid of $11,351.63 for the 950M Z-Track mower from 21st Century in Sydney. Projected availability will be January 2025.
Any questions? Before we move for a motion for the Century equipment purchase that was budgeted and bought here locally in Sydney to be delivered in January 25.
So we budgeted for that anyway, right?
I'll move.
All right.
Second.
Motion by Vondergaard, second by Radcliffe. Roll call, please.
Buckner,
Yes.
Sherman,
Yes.
Radcliffe,
Yes.
Vondergaard,
Yes.
Stroman.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Now you're
you.
3-0 on your first
I'll take it.
official chief of the Parks Department. All right. Is that what it's called? Chief of the Parks?
Superintendent.
Superintendent. Lori put that in there. We've just changed it.
Chief Ferricks.
All right. And since Paul knew he wasn't going to be much help in the first part of the meeting, he did come in and do the claims for the month of September, just to help out a little bit.
Just a little bit.
How'd you feel about them?
They look pretty good to me.
All right. Do we have a motion to pass the claims for September?
So moved.
All right. Radcliffe with the motion.
I'll second.
Second, Mr. Bondegaard. Roll call, please.
Sherman,
Yes.
Radcliffe,
Yes.
Vondergaard,
Yes.
Stroman,
Yes.
Buckner.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0 to approve the claims for September, and now we are already into some budget information by Mr. Harlan.
Round one for fiscal year 25, almost. Okay. Jumping into the general fund revenue breakdown for September, was a pretty good month. Obviously, we had some downs just within the sales tax, property tax levels, but I think we see that reflection, kind of jump back up in the year-to-date numbers. When we look at the month of September for property tax and DMV, that was down 41,000 to last year. A lot of that was from, or majority was that in property tax, but that budget did decrease overall. And then we also took that a little bit earlier on this year, as opposed to last minute, I guess is the way to put it. But sales and occupation tax was down 1.3K to last year. This is mainly just money being moved around for some miscellaneous concrete bonds from sales tax. It's helping move that money into the bond section to pay for that. So fees for service up 1.4K to last year. Everything's pretty steady. The big call out here is transportation did double the revenue on their line item. So expanding that into Saturdays and what Casey's got going on there is definitely, we're seeing the success from it. So state, federal, county up 62.6K. This is just transportation reimbursement that just got doubled up. We received 2 this month. We talked last meeting how we received 3 last year and 1 this year, just a timing thing. So nothing fancy on that. Franchise admin fees up 229.8K to last year. This is obviously due to not receiving them last year at this time frame where we went forward with them this year. So, and then the other was flat to up $7.75 to last year. So in that other category, we're starting to see that be more consistent with the rent from 13th Avenue building falling off. So we're seeing that consistencies. But like I said, you're going to see that in the year-to-date numbers, some of that come back around. And we're positive for the most part. The one thing I did run was our sales tax on just the 1% within our general fund, and I kind of compared it down to which months were positive, which months weren't. Overall, we had 6 of them that were positive over last year. Obviously, with the anomaly of a sales tax receipt that was a lot higher than anybody anticipated last year of in February of $505,000. If you take that back down to what would be a more consistent number, we actually saw little growth in the sales tax level. So we definitely think that's a good thing, right? Like everybody's out and about doing their thing. And so as far as consistency, we're still there. People are still out doing their things, spending money, doing what they got to do to get by.
And then jumping into the proprietary functions for the month. Like I said, everybody, it was a good year overall, I think, for everybody. You know, September took a little bit of hit with street on the Forest Street project, and then obviously electric took a little bit of a hit in September just due to the admin fees for the most part. That was their biggest hit that they had to accommodate. So September is down a little bit, but water, sewer, and landfill all came out positive. But I think the bigger thing is you go look at the year-to-date numbers, and we're positive across the board. Obviously, street took that hit, down almost $1 million in revenues over expenditures over the year. As of right now, I know we got the audit coming up and everything like that. These numbers will fluctuate too with that. But we did have, you know, a big street project take place that was basically all cash reserves. So that was to be anticipated. Nothing really to call out there. So jumping into, you know, the golf portion, month of September was up right about $8,000 over last year, and then year-to-date numbers, you're looking at roughly about 50,000 year over year. So, and I think he had a pretty good turnout with the Oktoberfest scramble. So I would imagine that we'll see some decent numbers for October coming from golf as well. So, any questions?
Just an FYI, I think the final tab for Forest Street was about 1.2, which is what we had anticipated. So for them to be showing a negative 950,000, pretty solid. That's we expected to spend that out of reserves anyway, so made some of it back even.
It was a good year, really was. Perfect.
All right, you're free to go. See, that's how you do it. You just start walking away. We have a motion to pass or to approve the budget. Motion by Buckner.
Second.
Second by Radcliffe. Probably a world's record for seconds. You're gonna have to check that.
Radcliffe?
Yes.
Bonnemart?
Yes.
Stroman?
Yes.
Buckner?
Yes.
Sherman?
All right, motion passes 5-0, and just like that, we're on to the city manager's report.
Oh, I didn't have a whole lot. Just wanted to say that I was gone a good portion last week. Brad and I both attended the league conference. I thought it was very good. There was a lot of really interesting information there, and as usual, sometimes you learn more in the hallways than you do in the sessions. But a lot of really good information. I was super glad that I went, and thank you, Mr. Mayor, for going to that as well. And then also, I just want to let everybody know that on October 17th and 18th, myself, the current electric superintendent, and the former one, and the city attorney, Jay Leaf, will all be in Lincoln to attend the Power Review Board meeting. This is required for us to get our new power generation project certified, so moving right along.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Lori?
Nope, farmer's market is done, and that's it. Till next year.
Now I won't have to ask you nothing for like 9 months. Jay?
Actually, I will be doing continuing legal education this week, so I'll be in Lincoln getting my hours certified so I can stay current and licensed.
I like that. I heard stay, and I was like. All right, perfect. Hank, you have anything, a joke or something you'd like to tell us?
No.
Careful.
I would say one thing as we're winding down in the fall sessions. I think we as city staff did a fine job of your guys' help and appreciation. The Forest Street project's excellent. The parking lots we just redone, sidewalks to the swimming pool, the extension of the parking lot at the swimming pool. Our crews painted all the parking in there, which saved parts of the money for the projects and stuff, which we don't have a problem with doing, and it made a big improvement of it. And I think overall, all these projects this year has done nothing but improve the city.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for
Agreed.
Huh, not a problem. Thanks for doing it really well. Kagan, what's going on back there?
Pretty busy tonight, 24 views,
Look at that.
Wow.
7 current.
Seven of them hung in all the way to the end. That's awesome. Anything else you would like to add besides our internet stats? All right. Taking a page out of Jay's book. Marshall? Dean?
Basically, in the last 2 weeks, we, as the Sydney Police Department, since the last meeting, as of this morning, we are at 285 calls we ran for calls of service in the last 2 weeks. We all had, as everybody knows, we had Oktoberfest this last weekend, pretty big event for us. Went well. We had the assistance of Kimball PD came out for a bit of it. Nebraska State Patrol was out helping us. Sheriff's Office did an awesome job handling the tent out in the county. Streets Department stepped up and they helped us get everything organized as far as the parade went, and we even utilized Region 21 CERT team to make a presence at the car show, which ended up with, I think, 203 cars, I think is the last number I heard. So our population swelled pretty big this weekend, but we were able to keep a pretty positive police force presence. Got to interact with the community a lot, which helped us a lot. And then we'll be testing for new officers on this Friday coming up, so hopefully we'll be getting some more officers out of that. Our 3 current officers are just about the halfway point through their academy, and we'll be out in December, so.
Excellent.
Cool.
Well, thank you very much, Sam. Chase?
We're going with mosquito spraying for the year. We closed that up about last week. And then I know it's dry, but we're going into blowing out sprinklers and winterization here within the next couple weeks.
Perfect.
All right, nothing. Pink trash cans. We still picking up pink trash cans, or is that?
Oh,
done
good
now?
question.
When did that stop?
30th.
Oh, all right.
Got a whole more month to shove leaves and stuff in there.
3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks left after.
Okay.
3 weeks after a month.
Excellent.
I think that's all I have.
All right. Perfect. Paul?
Nothing this evening. We took care of our stuff here earlier.
Yeah,
so-
you've been pretty busy on both sides of the table tonight. Appreciate that.
Exactly.
Hey, would you give me hand this up? Start reading all that stuff.
You know, as we transition from the hot weather and being outside and doing the activities that the city has, we got a lot going on in Sydney that, you know, we're a small city, but we're doing big city stuff, and I'm glad to mention it here so that the city knows what's going on. A couple of weeks back, the KSB president, when they had started the open mic night and things of that nature, she brought up possibly doing a dinner mystery deal, and it has taken fruition. And Way Out West heard her, and now they're going to be partnering with the Elks in doing a Clue, like the game play, on November 1st and 2nd and the 8th and 9th production. This is about our local theater. I don't know if many people know that we have that, but it's done with our citizens and children and people that come together to put these presentations on. And from that, the doors will open at 5:30, dinner will be at 1800, and the show will start at 1900. And again, those dates are November the 1st and the 2nd, and November the 8th and the 9th, and you can get tickets off of Facebook, I believe. And will they have them at the door? Do you know?
We would love to sell them
Prior to, okay. So my suggestion is get on Facebook, get your tickets, support the local theater, fill out that Elks Lodge, and enjoy some entertainment that you don't, again, have to go down to Cheyenne or to Denver or wherever, and then it supports our local theater. And again, like I said, that just all came from a small idea from KSB that partnered with the Elks, that's partnered with Way Out West, just showing that all these community organizations are working together to continue to bring some energy into Sydney. So there's that. Ball City, always doing something. They have, I think tonight they have at 7 o'clock some kind of costume party deal, but on October 19th at 7 p.m., they will be doing another comedy night. So again, you know, how many of us jump in our car and run down to Denver to the Comedy Works and go see somebody or whatever? They're bringing it right here to us, right to our community. Other communities are welcome to you know, hang out and participate with us at our local brewery and enjoy a night of comedy, laughing, hanging out, and just enjoying, again, big city stuff in our small town. And then they will also, if you miss the Way Out West Clue production, Ball City will be doing something similar with Bullets and Bree.
Love it.
Bree.
Great title.
On November 2nd, which is again another mystery clue type dinner. It says they'll have a cocktail hour at 5:30. The games will begin at the play will begin at 18:30. It's $50 a person, $80 a couple, and they will be partnering with Savor and Grace, another business here in town. And I just love how the businesses are working together. They will be providing the meal at that event. The Elks Hoop and Shoot. You can contact Brad Sherman.
At 249-2321.
There it is. And again, that's just something that the Elks Lodge is doing. That's our lodge putting on that event for our kids to go to the high school, show their basketball skills off, get a chance to fellowship and hang out and spend some time together and do that. Lori Bartling's 3rd annual Memorial Husker fundraiser party, October 19th at the Lazy S Ranch. The doors open at 9 a.m. for kickoff, and all of the proceeds from that will go to CASA Scholarship Program, helping foster children achieve their college dreams. So that's a very worthwhile event. If you can stomach the Huskers and go down and hang out with them. Whoa. I'm an Illinois fan. So. The last thing I got is the High Plains Art Council will be hosting Fantastic Patrick at the high school on October 12th at 7 p.m. in the Sydney High School Auditorium. $15 for the adults, $10 for seniors, and $5 for students. Tickets at the door. So as we move from being able to get around outside, hang out, go to the pool, Friday night music and the square and all that, the city is continuing to work and the businesses are continuing to work to keep us entertained here in our town and be able to not have to go far, keep the dollars here, strengthen our economy, and enjoy some entertainment here, right here in Sydney. So pick an event, go to it, enjoy it, spend some time, and be able to go right around the corner back home and not have to go all the way to Denver or Cheyenne. So.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah.
Small city doing big city stuff. I love that. But a lot of talk about quality of life, and that's definitely what we got here. We're coming off last weekend and all the events and things that were going on here. Did attend the municipalities conference, and there was lots of talk in the sessions that I went to. The first one I went to was called Cooperative Financing Structures. Again, talking about how different organizations can work together. Voter ID, there's going to be an election around the corner. Bring your ID. The state attorney general was there letting us know that 374,000 people voted in the primary, and there was less than 200 that were unable to vote because they either didn't bring their ID or couldn't use an ID. There's lots of ID choices besides your driver's license, and this also brought forth the fact that there are now free IDs available if you can't afford a driver's license but need an ID for certain things that you have to apply for that people can't due to not having an ID. Again, quality of life. investments, David did a speech in front of the group there, talking about with three other community leaders that had used grant money to do things in the city. And that was one thing that David pointed out, is the reason that Sydney is the way that they are is because of our resiliency. The people that did not leave this town because Cabela's left and stayed, reinvented themselves, and worked together to make this community a better place because of why they appreciate it. I thought it was very awesome. Hopefully they've got a video of that we can play, because I did appreciate hearing that. There were a group of senators and people that work for the senators talking to us about how to communicate with senators. In case you don't know one, you will in 2 months if you live in Sydney. The NLC chair from California came out to the National League of Cities was celebrating their 100 years of working together, teaching communities how to work together, how to do things, how to work through. One thing he said is every community has the same issues. There's just a different flavor and different size. And then there was a community welcoming one that I went to. The city of Crete and the city of Columbus, with their diverse populations and how they deal with them, both one by committee and one by an employee that works for the city. But again, reaching out to your community, understanding what's involved in it, and how to make it work for everybody. And with that, let's see. Oh, no Wednesday night meal at the Elks, just in case. There was a private party. But the last thing I want to say is I had a speech prepared, and nobody wants to hear that. But a couple weeks ago, I did reach out to a couple people and tried to maybe ask them to treat each other respectfully. It worked out very poorly for me. But in the end, I realized that sometimes there are groups. You have a group of people that you hang around with, and if you're not in that group, you can't hang around with other people in other groups. And I just want to make sure that everybody understands that that is not the way that Sydney needs to be. If you need to have a conversation, if you're worried about something, concerned about something, please call me at 249-2321. Always interested in working together. And when you have a conversation, when you have a concern, there's only one way to handle that, and that is with communication and kindness. Any other way is self-serving and just unnecessary. So just keep that in mind. Be kind to each other. Enjoy the rest of your evening, because this meeting is adjourned at 6:33.